Hey guys, Cam here from PhoneDog.com, and it's finally a respectable temperature here in the UK with 26 degrees Celsius, which means ice cream weather. Hey guys, it's time for another episode of Fetch with PhoneDog, the show where we bring you all the coolest and most interesting or discussion-worthy topics from around the PhoneDog Media network. And there's been a lot to talk about this week. But more importantly, I went with a wallpaper that matched myself today. See? Yellow. Yellow. That is Fetch. First and most interesting to me this week was a video that went online yesterday. The video showed an iPhone 6 clone called the Wiko 6, or at least that's how it's spelled. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. But essentially it's a product that's designed to look and feel very much like the prototypes and dummies that we've seen so far of the iPhone 6. Now it's running a very, very heavily skinned version of Android, and it's been designed to look and feel almost exactly like iOS or iOS 7 or iOS 8, or sort of a crossover in between them. When you slide up from the bottom you get Control Center, when you slide down from the top you get Notification Center, and there are some weird sort of differences in fonts and typefaces, but overall the software looks very, 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 very much like iOS. Almost enough to fool you into thinking that it is iOS. In fact, if you showed it to the members of the public, I'm sure they would just assume that it was an iPhone. It just doesn't look anything like Android at all. Definitely worth checking that out. Cool story. Another cool story to crop up over the past couple of days is the leak of the Moto X+1, or at least what they're claiming is the Moto X+1. It's the sequel to the mildly popular Moto X. Like a lot of manufacturers these days, Motorola seems to be going along the themes of metal is better. So the chassis, the frame is metal, it's got a really nice looking wooden panel on the back, and rather unusually the ring that surrounds the camera lens on the back has got an LED flash on either side. Now it'll be interesting to see how this affects flash photography, if indeed it is a genuine product and a genuine Moto X+1. But one thing we can be glad of is that the Motorola team isn't in charge of naming the sequel to the OnePlus One. I mean, what would you call that? The OnePlus One plus one? And then the one after that would be the plus one plus one plus one. You could go on forever. And talking of the OnePlus One, Marco got his hands on the device a few weeks ago, unboxed it, and he's had enough time to bring you his full thoughts, and he has published his full review on our YouTube channel. In his review, he makes a phone call.
Perhaps a little small noise coming from the earpiece itself, and that could be from a bad signal.
He rubs the back of the phone.
A really soft sandpaper texture around the device.
But one thing I can't decide is if I should buy it or not.
Buy it immediately.
Well, that's pretty conclusive. The OnePlus One is happening. Along with some other leaks this week, we also got a first look at the white version of BlackBerry's upcoming Passport phone. Now this is something that's been really interesting to me because I'm someone who has followed BlackBerry for a long time, and I've always wanted them to bring out a new device that makes me want to buy it. Something with a great keyboard, and the Passport kind of looks unusual. It's almost completely square, which means it's only really suitable for this guy over here over my shoulder, and it'll be interesting to see actually if it can suit everyday people. Because we're used to having long rectangle phones, we're not used to having square phones, and if square phones having been released in the past are anything to go by, then there's nothing to suggest that the Passport's going to be successful. But then I don't think BlackBerry's kidding themselves into thinking that this is going to suit everybody. So we'll see how that goes. It's definitely intriguing, but will I stump up my own money for it? I don't know. We'll have to see when the launch eventually happens, hopefully I think in September. So until the next episode of Fetch, don't forget to check out all our network sites. There's a whole bunch of great content going on over there. Anyway, I'm at PhoneDog_Cam on Twitter if you have any questions or comments, or you want to leave me a suggestion for what my wallpaper should be even. Then feel free to get in touch on there or use the comments below. So here's a question for you. Which of the 3 leaked devices that I've shown you is the one that you're most interested in? Is it the iPhone 6? Are you more intrigued by the Moto X+1? Or is the BlackBerry Passport something that's kind of got you a bit excited because it's something different, we're not used to seeing it? Let me know in the comments section below or on Twitter. and I will see you again soon. Hey, phone doggy people. Oh dear, that's bad. Ba 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 ba.